Okay, so whatever Federal Reserve, see, because I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, so when I moved to L.A., I went and I got a new Social Security card, which changed the letter. So now I'm in G, which is Chicago, even though I'm living in California.
Oh, that's the one you use.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm waiting for my EFPTS PIN number to come in because I put my all name exactly as it is on the IRS form.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's basically what I did. So.
And you selected business savings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other good news you want to share? I'll mute out.
Well, no, that's basically what I did. So I mean, I don't know. I just did it, and that's that. You know, I haven't received anything from the IRS denying anything or saying it didn't happen or anything like that. But you know,
Is there any way you can check online to see whether your zero balance is sticking?
Well, when you do that, what they'll do, they'll give you a date for it going through.
Okay.
Okay. And normally it's 3 days after you put it in there.
Okay.
And some of the guys that I did it with, one of the other guys, he put something else in, and they turned it back to him. So he didn't put what I put in, and it's back to him. So.
Hey, Lawrence, did you put the exact amount, or did you put a little bit more?
I put a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. I put like 3,000 or 4,000 more.
Okay, my brother-in-law, he's going to do double the amount.
Well, he can do that if he wants.
He's going to keep it under 10.
Okay, let's stop right here. You guys don't hear what you're doing, okay? You don't know what you're doing, okay? Lawrence did that a month ago, okay?
Yep.
Now, what have I just given you is the way out of this damn thing, okay? You get out of it entirely. It's all illegal to begin with.
That's right.
Any secret arrangement by which it is practically merged into other corporations would be illegal. They have been operating with secret arrangements out here. You need to go in and read Anderson's Law Dictionary, especially about the last 3 pages of it, and there's about 8 pages on trust. Now, you guys can play around and do one little fucking thing here and one little fucking thing there, or you can get the fuck out of the damn system the right way. You're sitting there worrying about one little damn thing when you should be worrying about defending the damn country and getting rid of this damn corporate Mr. Smith out of the matrix. Get rid of him. Ground him out. He's a parasite. He's a virus. He's killing the damn nation. In their system, we're operating as capacitors. We're able to allow some of the current to go around on the circuit board. The thing that's missing is the ground. And we came from the ground. We've got to ground out that circuit board so it properly functions. You guys sit here and basically don't hear a damn thing that I'm saying. Okay? I try and do the damn legwork for you and put the stuff up there, and then you're still going back to the same old bullshit. You don't owe the damn taxes to begin with. I've told you why you don't owe them. So that you could stand up in a court and defend your actions. I've told you, you need to sit down and practice. You need to get a few other people talking this over. Okay? You just all want to be single, isolated sources, and basically that ain't going to help the damn country one bit. Well over 2,000 people on this damn group site, and basically how many people on a damn call tonight, Tom?
10 last time I looked. Let me see.
10.
It's
10
11.
damn
11.
people.
11.
I mean, come on. What the hell's going on here? They all want everything handed to them. I'm not talking about you 10, but basically the whole rest of the damn group. And then you guys come on here, and the 10 that are on here basically ought to be concentrating on getting out of the damn thing. Okay? You haven't got too damn much time left. Okay? Most of you are up in your upper years anyway. You ought to be trying to get out of the system so that basically now you can prove to your younger siblings of what the damn problem was. Why are things the way they are? In America, there are 2 trust courts here. One is the original constitutional corporate trust, courts and judges. And those judges were supposed to be qualified electors. Just like the president was supposed to be a qualified elector. And that means that they cannot be in debt to anybody else or any other corporate constructive trust. In 1871, the Constructive Commercial Corporate Trust was set up. The judges did not roll over to this trust until 1938. I've told you that. That's in the statutes. It's on these damn recordings that I have put out here. Those are the fraudulent judges. They are not qualified. You are a shareholder of these corporate trusts, and you're a voting shareholder. Now, under this species, okay, they're going in and they're violating the law. Because if you go under proxy, a shareholder in a national bank may vote by proxy, but no officer or employee of the bank may act as a proxy. That applies to these government trust banks also. That means the prosecutor, the judge, these corporate commercial constructive judges, they can't be voting or proxy, but they are. Because the people don't know the damn laws. You don't know the words. They place secret liens. They operate in secret arrangements. I had that on my state district chief district court judge about 4 or 5 years ago when I approached him about secret liens. And basically his mouth just about fell open. I could see it in his eyes that his mouth didn't fall open, but basically I could see that basically I just touched upon a very crucial item. And secret arrangements are illegal. They did it by fraud. Okay? I told you what words to study out here from the last time. Okay? How many of you guys broke out the damn dictionary and looked up restitutio and interdrum? How many of you did it?
I did it.
Let me see a show of hands, okay?
I did
That's
it.
what I thought. Not one of you raised your hand, okay?
I said I did it. You're not hearing me?
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Okay. Yes, I've got them in the document.
In civil law, placing a party in a position he occupied before he was introduced to enter into a contract by reason of fraud, force, fear, mistake, or incapacity. In maritime law, putting a vessel back into the condition it was before the collision. How many people have gone into court using that item?
I haven't, because I haven't been in court except a couple of times.
How many people have read votes cast at an election and understand what it's saying about the number of electors voting? What an elector is. In Valentine's Dictionary, what a voter is. The two different qualifications. Constitutional, statutory for an elector. Legal qualifications for a voter. Lawful is in accordance with the land. Legal is basically the antithesis of equitable. It has no substance. They have to build a case to try and box you in. You have to take away their construction permit. You have to read these definitions and go in and study. Put the other shit away, aside. All the 1099s, the 1099 OIDs, and all that shit, put it away. We're trying to get out of the system. We won't use those, period. We should be coming in as an elector, and we should be just sending our bill into the Secretary of the Treasury in his capacity of working for the trust corporation that we are a shareholder of. The shareholder sends the bills to the corporation. The corporation employees have to pay the bills. I told you about this before, that back in the statute at large about the Secretary of the Treasury, that basically if you got thrown in jail as a debtor, the court didn't do their job. You appealed to the Secretary of the Treasury to bring the funds out of the Treasury, out of the real Treasury, okay? The Treasury Department, not the Department of the Treasury. The Department of the Treasury was for the corporate side. Treasury. The trust side was the Treasury Department. That's the people's assets. We placed our assets of the country in a trust with them. And then we set up these corporate trust employees that we were supposed to come to and have them set off what we wanted. There was never supposed to be a debtor's prison in this country. There was never supposed to be this counterfeit banking system in this country either. But the people basically wanted a damn stinking frying pan, and now you've got to pay the piper. But I've given you the way out. It was confirmed when I talked to the one lady that basically has her boy in jail using the word EL, or the letters EL in front of his name, because he is underage. EL stands for elector, or eternal life. There's a couple different definitions you can use in there. See, the corporation has no life. We're the ones that have to give it life if we give it at all. We give it movement. We supply the power. We're the ground, the grounding rod, or the grounding pole, or the ground electrode, or staff, as Moses, it was called in Moses' time. The power comes from the earth, okay? That's where the true power comes from. Just like in the movie Superman. Where did he get his power? He got it from his planet. Okay? And then basically his antithesis was the Krypton, which was basically deadly to him, which was the antithesis of this legal system. You sit back and look at this stuff. Elector. You go down through the dictionary. Well, basically, you'll find under elect, you'll also find electrodes. And basically, there's two electrodes out there. The anode and the cathode. You go into the Greeks, okay? What they have? Antioch and Carthage. Okay, one was operating right, the other one wasn't. They're keeping the gold away from us. Why? Why do the bankers and everything want to keep the gold? The pharaohs. They were the bankers, the deceitful bankers, the money changers. They buried the gold in their crypts and everything else, in their tombs, to keep it away from the people. Why? Because gold has power. It came from the earth. It's yellow in color. See, that was also one of the things that gave Superman his power. Yellow. That gold has more properties than most people think about. They only think about it as a monetary exchangement. No. basically you break it down into a white powder and then sprinkle across something. It'll turn that item to weightlessness because of the harmonics of the powder now cause the rock or whatever to vibrate at a certain frequency that now makes it appear weightless. It will still have some weight, but basically one person can carry one of those stones around and put it in place very easily.
Mm.
You got to think about this stuff logically. We don't have a damn piece of equipment that can move a 4,000-ton piece of rock, but yet they did it back thousands of years ago, and it wasn't by slave labor, okay? If we don't have a damn 25,000 horsepower engine that could move that damn thing, 25,000 slaves ain't going to move it either. Unless it was put into a harmonic state to where it appeared a lot less than what the mass was when it's taken back to its original condition. The staff that Moses had, basically, it was the golden rod. Now, a rod is 16.5 feet. So he might have had a big staff or a lightning rod or a ground rod. And if it was made out of or coated with gold in a certain property, basically he could draw out of the earth the energy that was needed to basically cause something to dissipate out, like a lightning bolt, out of the curvature of the staff that he had. He just had to point the curvature in that direction. See, you people got to start thinking outside the box and stop worrying about the little shit. If you want to worry about the little shit, then go set up a damn other group and go over there and just play with the little tiddlywinks, okay? Stay in the sandbox. Because that sandbox has no foundation. It's made out of sand, and any castle you try and build will eventually collapse. That's the legal system. It will eventually collapse upon themselves. It will self-destruct, where if you build on solid rock, okay, then it will last. And that's what I'm trying to get you, is over into some of the solid foundations in this process. I put that fax up there, and basically I'm going to send that in tomorrow. I have no problem in going after these guys now. Okay? Because I know that these judges are just trust judges. They were there in both cases. We're the shareholders. They're supposed to be working for us. Now, if you do harm, you kill somebody or anything, harm somebody, does the judge rule in that case? No. It's normally done by 12 of your peers. So all these other trials that are out here are basically fraudulent. You don't have 12 peers in there when you go into trial under these corporate commercial trust courts. It's all rigged. You're going to lose. You've got to learn how to come out and win the game. You put the odds in your favor, and they're out there for you to pick them up and put them in your favor. Okay, I've ranted enough. Anybody got some questions? If I haven't scared you off.
Well, your call on Friday really answered all the questions I have right now. I'd have to get my list of...
Okay, then let some other people see if they've got something to say, Tom.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question, Patrick.
Yes.
Now, we send these documents into the court, you said, right?
You go to the federal district court that you're in and try and send it into the chief judge if need be, okay? He should be qualified as an elector, okay? He should be an Article III judge. And if he's an Article III judge, then basically he should be sitting there as a U.S. elector, one who is not in debt to anybody else. But if he's not, you put that statement in the letter that I have on the fax, and you make it well known that basically if he's not qualified, then get it up to someone who is.
So you're basically following the chain of command in the right order.
No.
No?
I'm basically trying to get to a damn judge, okay? He's not the right judge, okay? We're going to the people that basically we set this Constitution up for, okay?
So
we the people set the Constitution up, and the judges are supposed to be qualified. So when we turn to them and we want them to do something, they better do it. They're working for us. We're the shareholders. They're not the trustees. They're employees.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, why don't we just go right to the top?
Well, go to the top.
Okay.
I'm not preventing you from that.
Okay. I'll mute.
I'm just saying that we should be able to go right to the, because basically those chief judges at our district find out whether that judge is an Article III judge. Put him on the carpet.
Yeah. We already found that out. Not Article III judge. That's not meaning it. It's not an Article III judge.
The chief judge for the district isn't?
No.
They claim to be.
We only have, there's 3 places? Hawaii and Washington. I think Hawaii and Washington, D.C. were the Article III judges.
No. If you go into family.org, basically, or what is that other site? I can't remember. But anyway, he had a document up there, and I know I posted that document before about the Article III judges. I don't know whether it's still up on the site or not.
Well, they could be appointed, I guess.
But there were, here in the state of Iowa, in this district, there was at least 4 Article III judges.
Located in the district?
Yes. Most of them are senior judges. Okay?
From what I'm understanding,
see, you don't know the senior judges.
Well, I don't know none of them. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're there, okay? And that's why you go to this chief judge, and then you tell him that basically if he's not qualified, because of being lawfully unqualified, you are directed to forward it to a senior judge, trust judge, that is constitutionally and statutorily qualified, and that means senior judge, even if it has to go to a circuit court judge or to the Supreme Court justice for your circuit, or all the way up to Roberts. They better be, okay? Or else they're all in violation of the law.
Well, 90% of it is.
Yeah, but find out, okay? Put them on the spot. Now, if they come back and say, well, we can't do that, then you know why they can't do it, because they're frauds.
That's right.
Then you can go in and impeach them for filling an office that basically they are supposed to be qualified for. Like I said the other day, it only takes 2 to bring a treason charge. And that's basically you're voting them out of office because they've been operating in breach of trust, breach of office. You have the power when you now become an elector and connected to the ground. You don't claim to be black, white, pink, purple, Caucasian, any of that. You are other. And if you want a color, it's green. Because you're the one who will do the grounding. My namesake really had it right almost 1,700 years ago when he drove all the snakes out of Ireland. The bankers. But yet the people did not fully understand what he was truly doing. And then the church came in and basically put a complete false curtain over the whole situation. Okay, more questions? My stuff got in there about 1:30 on Friday. Okay? So I have the green card back. I got it back the next day. It wasn't signed by the judge. It was signed by one of the assistants in the office. Okay? And I put restricted delivery and paid the extra fee for it. But, so whether he was in the office or not, I'm not sure. But anyway, and then she didn't mark whether she was an agent or what. Well, basically, she's an employee in that office. So anyway, it's there. Now, we'll see what transcribes tomorrow, but I'm sending also a fax in. That's service demand. I gave him service, okay? Now he has to perform. And now I'm putting an additional service demand in on that by way of fax. And I'm coming in as L. Patrick. Because if the Justice Department recognizes L and is able to bring a charge against a young man, 23 years old, for using that, that L has very powerful significance.
So he had to be 25?
Huh?
So you saying he had to be 25 to use it?
You have to be 25 to use L. And he was 23.
And who brought this charge against the Justice Department?
The Justice Department's bringing it against him
Hmm.
for identity theft. Identity theft. He's trying to identify himself as an elector. That's what they're claiming, that the kid didn't know what the hell EL meant anyway.
Well,
Just like most of the Moors out there using the thing, I don't think they fully understand what the usage of L is here in this country.
Well, they've been using it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, they've been using it, but they don't understand why they're using it.
But it's registered.
They're using it from basically going back to Spain and everything and saying, oh, yeah, that was something neat over there, so we're going to use it here.
Anyway, it's registered in the Justice Department. I don't understand why they bring a charge.
Because he is underage, and he cannot use EL. He cannot be an elector.
That's the first time I've ever heard this, because I know a bunch of them have been using it. Underage.
Yeah. And most of them are over the age of 25.
Well, if he is, and he is a Moor, they have to know he was registered, because they registered that number in the Justice
Yes, he is registered, but he's not 25. He cannot be an elector. An elector, read the Constitution, has to meet the same qualifications as a House of Representative, and that says 25. I tried to explain this last Friday or whatever, Thursday,
Right.
whenever we had that call, the 13th, Friday.
Well,
See, you people don't read the Constitution and know what it says.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I understand where you're coming from, but when it comes to him, they have a different type of criteria.
No, they don't.
That's the reason why they're registered like that. It doesn't have anything to do with the Constitution.
Yes, it does. You are an elector at the age of 25. At the age of 23, you're just a shithead.
Right.
You're an apprentice. You can't claim to be an elector. He was trying to claim to be an elector. That's what they're claiming he was trying to claim. But the poor kid didn't understand what the usage of EL meant. Just like the Moors don't understand what the usage of EL means, or else they would have had their accounts totally closed down by now.
Well, maybe not, but that's part of the 5 names that they use. That's one of them.
Yes, and they're using it wrong.
They're not taking advantage of it.
They're not understanding what the true usage of EL in America means.
Well, they should have closed mine down a long time ago then.
Why? Are you under 25?
What I'm saying is, EL.
Yes, but you have to come in and cast your vote.
That's all I have to do then.
That's all you have to do. You haven't been voting to come out. to terminate.
Right. Okay, I got
You
it.
have to also get your recognition, your validation. Okay? You go into basically a fancy place and basically you park your car, and what do? You're going to be in there for a seminar or something like that. Well, what do? You take your parking item in there and you get it validated.
I know that's right. You're right.
Yeah. Well, you need to come in and get yourself validated that you are who you say you are and that you are of the age of 25.
Right. That's yeah, you're
Then
right.
you also give them your ballot, your voting ballot, and they are to certify the vote. A judge has to certify the vote.
Right.
Who swears the president in?
The
A
Supreme Court
judge.
Yeah.
Who validates all of the votes at the precinct? The precinct judge.
Hmm.
Anybody else? How many you got on there now, Tom?
15.
You guys all know this, huh?
No, not it. No.
Do you understand why you have to go to a judge? And why you have to try and find an Article 3 judge? Okay? And that we're operating under two different trusts here. One is under fraud, the legal trust. We need to be under the lawful constitutional trust. And we have a right as a shareholder to basically terminate all of that stuff because of the illegal processing that they've been operating under total fraud. And you vote. But you have to get your status recognized first. It's that simple. You just haven't voted the right way. And then you've allowed them to operate in total fraud under their false proxy, voting for you. Because you weren't smart enough to know that they could not vote for you. Only somebody else that's on the outside as a shareholder, you could turn your vote over to them. But the corporation, it says right in the definition in Anderson's about proxy. But it gives the example of a national bank. Well, basically that holds true for the trust also. That these employees cannot be voting for a shareholder.
So when the U.S. trustee takes over our voting trust, it's still illegal.
Yes.
They're voting by
Unless he's voting as a U.S. elector outside of the office.
Fat chance.
Yeah, fat chance.
So when the true voter shows up, can this illegal elector be held accountable?
What was that again?
I said when the true voter shows up, can the illegal elector be held accountable?
Yes, you can. But basically, one of the best things to do is just shut the damn things down and take the assets and go out and utilize it back with the Constitutional Trust Corporation.
So what we're doing, we're shutting down the.
You will have more money, okay?
Listen,
don't seek revenge, okay? Forget about revenge in all cases.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what we're basically doing is shutting down the legal trust.
Yes.
Okay. So now when we come to the constitutional trust.
Yeah. And see, basically, even if we lose everything out of this illegal trust, you still have the trust sitting over under the United States corporate trust.
So how do you deal with that? You leave it there, or you just
you're just going to access it from now on. You'll send your bills in, and you'll come in as elector. So you send your bills right to a treasurer now as a U.S. elector. Here's my bill. Pay it. You send it to the circuit court. Pay it. You infringed upon my rights. Pay it. Give me the penalty. You come in now as an elector.
Okay, let's get this straight. You close one trust down and then you use the other.
But it will be coming from the United States of America corporate trust, which is the de jure trust in this country.
Okay.
And that will be basically under our 98 series foreign grantor trust accessing point. But don't worry about that. Just get this other thing closed down. You will have access after that. You worry about the little things and you will never get out of the system. And you'll never get healthy either. You're sitting there worried about all the little nickels and dimes and basically letting the $100 bills float right by you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay. Page 2 of 2 for the official voting trust, U.S. electoral ballot. Okay, number 3. What it says, clerk of court will issue judgment, writs of restitution, and deliver them to the United States, and should
state of, and you put your state your state, like Michigan, Ohio, Hawaii, whatever in there,
Okay.
to those Secretary of State and to their Attorney General also.
Okay, then.
Now,
All right.
see, you need a state ID, and then you need a national passport.
Okay.
And they both should appear on green, and basically the Secretary of State should place you on the green sheet. Now, the green status, that you are an elector. Okay?
Okay.
You know what?
I'm dealing with 2 states.
No. You deal with the district court you're in, okay? You're living in presently.
Okay.
Your birth certificate's over in another state, okay?
Yeah.
That district court can take care of that too, okay? You
Okay.
just need to get registered. You don't need an ID card from the birthing state if you're not living there.
Okay. And our witnesses should be done in green ink
No, red ink.
on that same. Okay.
That's your right and left index finger.
Okay.
Your boundary marks. Okay? On my original hospital birth certificate, basically my feet prints are on there, right and left. That's my 2 witnesses that I'm alive. I sealed that, and basically I'm sealing this with my right and left index fingers because my feet won't fit on the damn paper any longer. And if you hold your 2 hands out and basically measure that distance, it should be the same as your height. Try it. Any other questions?
So this is just going through to the district court, not to the bankruptcy court.
No, it's just going, send it to the district court, and basically if you have a problem getting it into the district court, but you shouldn't have, send it into the chief judge there at the district court, but if you do, then you just move it up the ladder to the next higher court.
Okay.
Because any court higher than that chief judge at the district court, all of those judges should be Article 3 judges too.
Okay.
All the way up to basically the Supreme Court justices. And see, you're just going for court recognition, okay?
Mhm.
And the judge is not the court. They can be replaced at any time, but basically the court will still be there.
Institution.
Yeah, they're a dime a dozen. Okay? Any other questions?
That DOJ-L case was a real gift to us.
Huh?
That DOJ-L case that you're citing is a real gift to us.
DLJ.
The Department of Justice.
Yeah. That was very key.
Yeah.
That should wake everybody up to basically understanding why the Moors haven't gotten their accounts totally out, okay? Because they didn't understand what EL means, but the Department of Justice understands what it is if they're charging somebody that's 23 that's using that. But see, the guy that was 23 didn't know what he was using, so he was not really using it in a fraudulent sense.
Right. You said it would be easy for him to get out of it by just saying,
he just has to basically say, I made a mistake. I was utilizing that basically in a different capacity other than what you're trying to charge me with identity theft here for.
Okay.
Now, I was using it as EL, standing for eternal life. See, that's an easy one to cop out.
Well, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that the guy, when he put that name in there, he didn't completely change his name. So what he did, he went out and used it, and that's why they're saying he has identity theft. I don't think it's because of the EL. I think it's because he didn't completely change his name. It was
a title, okay? It was a title. EL's a title.
I understand that.
Okay? Now, if you run around and basically you put a U.S. Senator in front of your name, okay, and you're not a U.S. Senator, you're going to get charged.
Well, in that
for
sense
operating in fraud.
Well, if he didn't change his name completely when he claimed he's being a Moor, but they do change their name.
No, but that's not what they're looking at. He was using a title. That's what they're saying he was doing. That's what they're saying he was doing. What he was doing doesn't make a damn bit of difference. It's what they're charging him with, and basically he doesn't understand what they're charging him with.
Well, I kind of understand what they're charging him with.
Well, I'm telling you what they're charging him with is using a title when he is not authorized to use that title.
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is this. Okay, you got B.L., you got Ali, you got all those names are Moore's names, titles, okay? They add that to their name once they change their name. Some of them change their name from their American name.
No, you're arguing something that you're not hearing what I'm saying, okay?
I know what you're saying, sir.
The Moors, fuck the Moors, okay? They don't understand about America, okay?
I have nothing
they
to do
think
with
they
America.
do, but they don't, okay? In America, we're all princes, okay? Here on this country. And there I can. Okay? That means a prince who can. A prince is a sovereign. And the sovereign is the land.
Right.
Okay, now, you become an elector at the age of 25. Okay? In America. Forget the fucking Moor shit of all E and all this other garbage. That's not what the United States Justice Department is charging him with. It's charging him with using EL, meaning elector. It's that simple. He was using a title that he was not entitled to here in America.
Well, why did Justice Department arrest you?
He could use that fucking email overseas. Go down to fucking Cuba or something like that. Use it down there, okay? I don't give a shit. But I'm telling you what the damn truth is. Now you're sitting here trying to fucking argue with me.
No, I'm not arguing with you, Pat. I'm just telling you what I know about that. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just telling you what possibly could happen with him. It didn't have to be that because he used the word L in that particular context. It's because when he changed his name.
I told you that basically he has an easy out on that. He didn't understand what the fuck he was doing. Okay?
Well, he probably didn't.
Fucking dummy.
He probably didn't. But what I'm saying is he probably didn't register his name properly when he changed it. That's what I'm saying. That was probably his name.
They're just fucking with him. Okay?
Probably
they
is.
Found somebody that basically was underage, and they're trying to make a point, and they're waiting to see if anybody is going to be smart enough to figure the damn thing out. These guys do some of this stuff on purpose.
You're probably right.
To see if the American people are ever going to fucking wake up.
You're probably right. I agree with you. You're right. I would agree.
Yeah.
And they woke us up.
They're trying to help us.
Right. It's a gift.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. I have to agree.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have these damn courts sat there and tried to explain something to people, but the fucking people's mouth is still running, and their fucking brain is still talking to them, and they don't hear a fucking thing that the judge is telling them.
Well, you're right.
Yeah. You can do this thing yourself. Well, how can I do it myself? Okay? That should have been the first question.
Well, it was. We were trying to figure out what we were trying to say.
And basically sit down and try and figure it out.
Right.
I mean, basically, well, you could have turned to that judge and say, well, how can I do that? But it's all right in the Constitution, and he should have said, well, why don't you check the Constitution?
That's probably what he was really saying.
He might have told you that if you would have asked him.
Well, he wouldn't have said that, but what he was trying to tell us, there was a way to do it yourself.
Yes, and it's all in the Constitution. You become the elector. You have the power. You're the shareholder of America. We the people set up this corporate trust. All of those guys are just corporate employees. And they've been trying to tell us shareholders a little tidbit here and there. But we've had our damn stinking mouth running all the time that we never hear what the hell they're saying.
Hell, why would they want to tell you anything when they're taking all the goods?
Because there are some fucking honest people out there, okay?
Well, in fact, you shouldn't even be in that position in the first place.
Okay, let's don't argue anymore. Any other questions on what the hell's going on? Forget this fucking EL shit for right now. Anybody else? Okay, call it quits, Tom. Talk to you
Patrick.
sometime down the road. I'm not going to be on the call tomorrow night.
Okay.
You guys can talk it over. I'll let you know when I'm out, and that's about it. I'm done talking.
Let's work on the process tomorrow.
Yeah, if you guys can't listen to these tapes and understand what the hell I'm trying to say, then basically you're beyond hope.
Happy Dad's Day.
Well, if I ever find my children, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thanks for
okay, later.
All right, Pat.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Patrick.
Hey, is that Kevin?
Yes, it is, Gita.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.